Brightest blessings, everyone. My friend Philip has made a video um, about people vlogging against the marriage that was just voted as legal in California. And of course, this is a response to Philip, but it's also a response to anybody who's sitting there whining and bitching and rallying the troops to try to overturn this, because it makes those people who are against gay marriage really scared, and it gets them running like little ants after someone's kicked over their anthill. And so let me go over one by one an argument that is used against gay marriage and my response to it. Argument 1. What's next? Marriage between human and animals? Bestiality? Marriage between pedophiles and children? My answer to that is marriage is not what it should be, it's what it is. It is a binding contract between two adults of legal age. It is a contract and a declaration of love. A child is not an adult, and therefore cannot enter into a marriage. An animal is not a human, let alone a human adult. When was the last time you saw Mr. Ed signing a contract? Now, if you're so worried and so disgusted about a child entering into a marriage with an adult, why look at the homosexuals? That has happened in the straight communities for centuries. It's called arranged marriages, people, between grown adult men, sometimes middle age and sometimes past middle age, marrying children. Not children under 18, children under 16, children that are 12, children that have just gotten their periods. And this has been arranged in the straight community for centuries. Sometimes arranged marriages are not between children and adults, or children and children. Sometimes they are between two consenting adults. But I would find it more disgusting, and I would find it more offensive to have any sort of arranged marriage, to have anybody tell me who I can and cannot marry. Argument 2. What's next? Were you going to be able to marry as many people as you want? Well, that's not called monogamy, but it's called polygamy. And it happens. Again, because there is no marriage in the homosexual communities, this happens only in the straight communities. Usually was done by Mormons, some Mormons now, and it is illegal. I personally don't find a problem with it, because again, this marriage does not affect me. I do not know these people, and if it's something that they can deal with, if it's something that they can handle, well then, who am I to say that someone that I don't even know and will never meet cannot do this? It does not affect me in any way, shape, or form. The only restrictions I think that should happen here is that there is no abuse to the children. The children should not be married off to cousins or anyone in that family, and the children should not be married off before they are of the age. Their children should not be forced into anything sexual. That is just, it's illegal. And unlike marriage between two men or two women, or several women to one man, or several men to one woman, this is harming the child. It'll fuck them up emotionally and physically, and that's all, if we're lucky. Argument 3. Marriage is to bring about the procreation of children only. Well, that's a load of shit if I've ever heard one. What about all those people who are married and make wonderful, loving couples? but cannot conceive a child. They've been trying, whether there's a problem with her or a problem with him, whether they just can't get their things synced up or whatever. Are you going to sit there and decree now that all loving, straight, married couples, even if they've been married for years, 50 years, 60 years, if they have yet to conceive a child, or don't have a living child, that their marriage is to be declared null or annulled? That sounds pretty stupid to me, and it should sound stupid to you, because it really is. But I know some people that are willing to do that strictly because they are so scared and frightened of homosexuals marrying. Argument 4. It's just not natural. And let's face it, these two parts just don't fit together, which means they're not meant to be together. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Well, every single time I hear an argument against homosexuality, I hear, it's not natural. You don't find it in nature. Well, that's just wrong too. There is not one species on this earth that has not been documented, that does not show a documented case of homosexuality. In fact, in some cases, in some breeds, in some animals, it's more prevalent. Didn't they just do a documentary on penguins that was showing how well homosexuality in the penguin world work, and how they fit in just like everybody else? But then when you bring up that argument, then they go, well, what do you want to be, like a dirty, stinky animal? What are you trying to de-evolve now? Well, no, but you brought up the fact that it is not natural and not found in nature. I'm just bringing up the fact that what you said was completely wrong. And although you may find nature or humans trying to work together in nature as de-evolving, I see that as how humans were meant to be. And I don't think that nature proves that homosexuality is wrong or not natural. It also does not prove that homosexuality is right and just. What it does prove is that homosexuality is just as valid as being heterosexual. There's nothing better about it, and certainly nothing worse. Now, as far as the argument that's saying that they just don't fit together, and so it's not meant to be, well, that's wrong too. I mean, if you really want to bring up that argument, I have a response for that. It's a little disgusting, but here goes. I have never seen two homosexual men have problems fitting together. And if you think about it, you know what I'm talking about. I know it's disgusting, but you're the ones that brought up fitting together. Well, yeah. Just because a puzzle piece does not fit one way does not mean it's not a perfect fit another. Homosexuals are your peers, your brothers and sisters and mothers and daughters and friends, your bosses, your co-workers, your employees. We are everywhere and we are everyone. So what are you afraid of?